Hello, everyone. This is Noah and John, and it is Friday. So you're going to get your weekly Manhattan market update. John, let's get right to it. I'm looking at supply at 7,074. Looks like a tick up. Show me that chart.
Yeah, that's a tick up. That's the first tick up we've seen in a while. So it's not a surprise, but it's not a big tick up. It's maybe a percentage point from the week before. But either way, it seems like the supply overall has sort of bottomed out, and we're going to be increasing from here.
Yeah, you got to crawl before you walk, and yeah, I guess the surprise is that it's not higher. The surprise is that inventory is this low, and again, we keep talking about that. It's because of pending sales, right, Johnny? It registered at 39.21. That looks like it keeps going higher, but show me that chart.
Yeah, so pending sales have certainly learned how to ride a bike before they even bothered crawling. They are up nearly 3% from last week, and they're
Unbelievable.
they're almost at 4,000, touching that four handle.
Yeah, going straight vertical. And I want to click on that pending sales chart for just one moment and take a look at this. When you look at Manhattan pending sales in the great scheme of things, and you look at where we are right now, we're approaching a level that is higher than we've seen going across the board over here. And, you got to be careful not to misinterpret that, John. I mean, I'm not saying the market is not on fire, but what happened is we had a shutdown, and we did have a period of time where the demand just stopped.
Yeah.
So I think what's going on now is you have that pent up demand combined with normal demand for a new year, consolidate that into a smaller time frame. And this is what you got. We are seeing the market kind of recover and equalize. We're going one way really hard. I wouldn't be surprised if at some point this chart does one of these types of things. And that is what I'm looking for, John. Right now, this is vertical. Just going straight up, no signs of stopping. I'm waiting for this thing to show a sign that it's starting to turn the corner and perhaps go the other way.
Yeah, I totally agree with you. And I just want to caution everybody out there watching that the slope that we're seeing now is really not an apples to apples comparison what we've seen previously, because we have a number of things that are keeping this, and I don't want to say artificially high, but they're certainly keeping a little bit more buoyant than usual. Number one is pending sales are things that are in contract awaiting closing. So you could have an ACRIS delay. You could also have delays on the co-op side because board meetings and board approvals are pushed longer due to the new regulations that affect with COVID and stuff. So there are certainly things out there that are influencing this, but that's not to take anything away from the awesomeness of contract signs lately, which we're about to get into.
Yeah, the ticker will show that. Very, very, very good point. And another good point of this is we have a lot of price discovery ahead. Everyone was asking for price discovery. We did not have that in the bulk of the crisis down here, but now we got just under 4,000 things. Over the next months, those are going to be coming in. So we're going to get a nice dose of price discovery. But let's look around the corner. Let's take a look at the market ticker on the UrbanDigs dashboard. John, I'm seeing supply. It's starting to go up. That's what we were looking out for. 455 over the last week. Show me the chart.
Yeah, so that's a big tick up from last week. Last week about 400, so about 55 more. So it's about 13%. That's the biggest weekly number we've seen since October. So we're really getting the active season starting here in terms of the listings coming on. So it's not one of these things that's like, oh my God, that's a ton of listings. We're expecting them. This is they should have been hitting honestly like the last few weeks. So we're starting to get into that 400, 500 number. So we're there.
Right, exactly. Or we're on the way up there. That is exactly right. Let's look at contracts signed, the pace of demand. Manhattan produced 328 deals in the last 7 days. Unbelievable. I thought it was going to dip below 300. It looked like it for a second, but it came back. Show me the chart.
It's crazy. This is 8% more than last week, which is also over 300. In fact, every week so far in March has been over 300. I would not have expected that. If you asked me in December or October, January, November, back then when contract signed, clearly that the trend was emerging that they were up. I didn't think we'd see a month like this. We might even cross 1,200 or so for the month, which would be amazing.
Yeah, it's surprising. It's surprising, and that herd mentality might be kicking in there. Buyers in the street might have some fear of missing out. Who knows what's going on over there? By the way, you didn't miss anything. You know what? But why? Why is this happening, John? Is the bids coming up, or the sellers finally coming down? And that is going to segue into this chart, which is going to cover the number of price cuts based on contracts signed. We analyzed all those contracts signed, and we're looking at how many of them had a price cut. And this is what that chart looks like, John. And when I look at a chart like this and I'm seeing this trend go higher, that is telling me that sellers have adjusted, they have adapted. Good for you. You saw where the market is, and the result, buyers stepped up, deal volumes coming back. Oh my God, prices come down, buyers step in. Is that how markets work, John?
Yeah. So when I look at this, I get the same kind of reaction, and it's one of the things we've talked about is that, and you and I get emails to this constantly, which is, buyers are worried that they've quote unquote missed the boat, and they don't want to necessarily pay up because they feel like, oh, the discounts are gone, whatever. So what this chart is telling me is that, no, you know what, you haven't missed the boat. Sellers are coming down to meet the market. So the fact that we're seeing an increasing number of price cuts tells me that the underlying price dynamics of the market haven't really budged that much. They're kind of where they were. So it seems like the deals that you were thinking that you may have feared that you missed as a buyer are still out there.
Yeah, it's very interesting. And when you look at the percentages of the last month in February, if you want the latest data, it's something like 81% of listings that got a contract signed in February, they did one price cut or more. Okay, 19% were lucky enough to get through without a price cut. But you can clearly see from this chart that the minority is no price cut. The majority of listings are seeing price cuts, and that is just sellers doing what they have to do. And I love it. The market does what the market wants when it wants to do it. John Walkup, thank you so much. I am Noah Rosenblatt. We are both from UrbanDigs. If you ever have questions on what's going on, please check out our forum. You got questions, we got answers. Until then, have a good weekend, and we'll catch you next time.